if the plan internally is for Cody and Roman at WrestleMania 40, that's still a long way away. And you got to keep these guys busy in between then. I still think there's plenty of meat on that bloodline bone to go through the Jay and Roman match and continue shit on for, maybe even most of the rest of the year with those two if you really wanted to. And then in Cody's case, if he beats Brock here, and every time Brock loses a major match, there's always the feeling, the thought, or the belief that he's going to leave and go take some time off again and all that stuff. So if that does happen, Cody wins the blow off against Brock. What does Cody do now? You would think after a victory like that, Cody's immediate target would be the World Heavyweight Championship. But that might be tied up, because I would love, and we'll talk about it later, but I would love a scenario of a Balor winning the title and then Priest cashing in on him. And if that's the case, that's going to ignite and spark a feud between them. So to throw Cody into the middle of that, he doesn't even belong there. Let these guys, Judgment Day's got their own story. But what does Cody do? You would think Cody, the wrestler, if he just beat a wrestler the caliber of Brock, he's going to come out and say, I want a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. So I almost feel like he's going to have to be like attacked again, or he's going to have to feud with somebody to distract him from that. So what does Cody do after SummerSlam, assuming he beats Brock? Maybe he loses to Brock. Maybe he loses to Brock and they write Cody off TV for a while, but I don't think it's going to be like that. I think he'll beat Brock. And if he does, I don't care who the champion is right now, in my mind, Cody is the face of Monday Night Raw. He is. They present him that way. They book him that way. He feels like he is, regardless of who the champion is. It feels like Cody is Raw. So he's going to have to do something. So do you have a return? I've mentioned Randy Orton returning, but every time I've mentioned Randy Orton returning, I have him doing something with Gunther or Drew or Riddle or one of those guys. Randy Orton has got a crap ton of history with Cody Rhodes. Randy Orton could come out after his Brock Lesnar match, or maybe the next night on Monday Night Raw when Cody comes out and says that he beat Brock. Now he is going to be a contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth might still be the champion. Balor might be the champion. Who knows? And just when Cody is going to set his sights on that, boom, out of nowhere, RKO. RKO out of nowhere. And Randy Orton is the next legend to lay down for Cody to help build him on his way. First Rollins, then Brock, now Randy Orton, more notches on Cody's belt, beating, some Rushmore members of the last 20 years in WWE. That could be a feud that would do enough to distract him, and they could really have a good program, these two guys. Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes would not be like Randy Orton and Legacy Cody Rhodes. This would be a whole different ball game being played. And if you did that, Randy would come back as a heel, maybe one more final heel run, putting over Cody, just like Brock's putting him over. And hell, man, remember on, was it Raw 30? And John Cena and Cody Rhodes met in the middle, and Cody asked him for a match, and John Cena said, I can't promise that. Well, what if you can promise it? What if you can promise it for like the Royal Rumble or Survivor Series? Well, maybe then it might be team Randy Orton and team Cody. I hope you guys don't mind if we're just thinking out loud here. But maybe if Cody were to hypothetically feud with Randy Orton for the fall and beat him, exchange victories, whatever, but at the end of the day, win the blow-off. And then maybe around Royal Rumble time or Elimination Chamber time, you can get a match with Cena in there somewhere. And, in the span of a year, Cody Rhodes will have defeated Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, John Cena. He damn near had Roman beat at WrestleMania the previous year. There's, everything. He's got all the momentum in the world. And then he somehow gets the match with Roman Reigns. I'm of the belief that he shouldn't have to win the Royal Rumble, but that might be the only way to do it. Yes, you can have the Elimination Chamber winner get a title shot as well, but I feel like the winner of the Rumble would challenge Roman Reigns. Wouldn't you think that wrestler, regardless of who it is, unless he's a pussy, is gonna, like if it's Gunther, for example, if you're Gunther, if you're in Gunther's shoes, you want Roman. He is the man. That title is the one that's been around his waist the longest. It's got the history, the value of that championship, what it would mean to beat Roman Reigns after 3.5 years holding the title compared to beating a Finn Balor or a Damian Priest or a Seth Rollins who has only held the title for a short time. No matter who wins the Rumble, that wrestler should want to challenge Roman Reigns, is my point. So that's why I'm like, shit, I don't see another way for Cody to get there other than winning the Rumble. Because otherwise, it's going to mean the winner of the Rumble is just going to, for some reason, want to challenge for the World Heavyweight Championship. Maybe they will, but that would seem stupid to me. And then the Elimination Chamber determines Roman's challenger. Or they defend the belt there, you determine his challenger some other way. So WWE would have to get creative, in my mind, to do Cody and Roman again, unless it's like Cody's second attempt at the same story. Like, in order to achieve what I failed to achieve last year, I have to win the same match that I won last year. I have to win the Royal Rumble. Otherwise, I'm on a different brand. I have no path to Roman Reigns. My only way to do it is to win the Rumble. So, maybe he comes in at number 30 or whatever the fuck and wins it. Who knows? But the Rumble, it would be nice if that could be used for somebody else, especially last year. It was Cody and Gunther, the final two. It would be nice to see Gunther get the nod this time. So it just depends. Maybe you can work it out to where Gunther already has got like a feud with the World Heavyweight Champion. So then when he wins the Rumble, oh, this is easy. I'm challenging you because I fucking hate you. So maybe they can do it that way, or they can get creative. You can make shit up. Pro wrestling is just fake shit. You just make everything up. You don't, you can just come up, you can pull a reason out of your ass, invent a new reason to figure out how to get Cody to Roman at WrestleMania without doing the Royal Rumble. Or you could just simplify it and do a massive trade. Big trade. Cody Rhodes for, I don't know, whoever the second biggest star other than Roman is on that show. But still, you're looking at that Rumble winner. That Rumble winner, if it ain't Cody, you would think is going to challenge Roman Reigns. So it depends on what the story is, what the plan for Cody is, and how they want to get there. But in between that time, what he does the rest of this year, if he keeps knocking off legends one at a time and he stays over. I've talked about WrestleMania next year maybe being a little bit predictable if they just go Cody and Roman again. Are they really going to do Cody and Roman part 2 and have Cody lose again? Is that really going to happen? I mean, I think everybody in that building is going to know Cody is going to win, and predictability is not always bad. But if it's so predictable you can see it coming a year out, that's sometimes not good. And we saw that happen with John Cena and The Rock. I was totally on board with 2 John Cena and The Rock matches spanning the course of 2 WrestleManias. But once it became clear what their plan was, they're going to 50-50 book this shit. Rock's going to win the first one. Cena's going to win the next one. They should tie in a heel turn or something to make this interesting. And they didn't do it. And it kind of was boring. It fell flat. And fans complained.